What's going on, Bellplex fams? In this video, we're going to be going over AMRAPs. I'm going to tell you what an AMRAP is, give you an example or so, and then also tell you how I want you to be going about them. So, if you don't know, AMRAP stands for as many reps or rounds as possible, okay? So the R right here, the reps and rounds, that is interchangeable. It kind of just depends on the workout and how it's written. At the end of the day, it's basically the same thing. You're getting through as much of the workout as you possibly can. So when you normally see AMRAPs written, they will have a number next to it. So it'll look like this. AMRAP, let's just say 15 in this case. That number is always correlated to, at least the way I'm gonna write them, is always correlated to minutes. So this right here is as many reps or rounds as possible in 15 minutes. So basically, you're just gonna continuously move throughout the workout, whatever is written underneath here, for 15 minutes, getting as far as you can, or getting as many rounds as you can. So in this example, let's just say we have written 10 sit-ups, 10 kettlebell swings, and let's just say 10 burpees. Okay? So the way this is written, for 15 minutes straight, you're gonna go 10 sit-ups, 10 swings, 10 burpees, sit-ups, swings, burpees, and just keep going through that as many times as you can, all right? So a question that we get sometimes with AMRAPs is, where do you rest? The goal is rest as little as you need to, or as little as you can, or not at all. If you can just continuously move through this with maybe just taking a breath or two in between the exercises, that's the idea, all right? So again, when we say as many as possible, we mean within reason, right? That doesn't mean super sloppy swings and super sloppy burpees because you're really tired. If you need 20 seconds to make sure your kettlebell swings are going to be smooth and look good, or maybe you need to use a weight that's a little bit lighter than normal because you want to make sure they look good, then I want you to go ahead and do that. So again, that as many as possible is always within reason. We still want to keep good form, but we do want to be pushing the pace. I personally, and most people, use AMRAPs as a little bit of a conditioning piece. So you shouldn't be getting like 2 rounds of this done, unless that 2 rounds is super hard for you. But you should be pushing the pace a little bit. You should be, maybe a little tired going into your burpees. Go ahead and get after them, all right? So that's how I want you going about your AMRAPs. Now, in terms of scoring them, I guess you could say, for lack of a better term, or saying like how far you got, basically what you're gonna do in this scenario is you would write how many rounds you got through, full rounds, plus however many reps you got into the round you were in when the clock hit 15. So what I mean by that is, let's say in 15 minutes you got through 5 full rounds. You would do 5 rounds, and then you would say plus, let's say you got 5 kettlebell swings. So you did 10 sit-ups and then 5 kettlebell swings. That's 15 reps into that round, all right? The round you did not finish. Let's say you did 2 burpees. You would do 5 rounds plus 10, 20, 2 burpees, 5 plus 22. So there are different ways to go about it when you go ahead and, in your app or maybe in the chat, you throw how far you got in. And it is also a good thing for you to be doing that because AMRAPs, some of them are going to pop up again. So you might do this workout and then in 3 weeks it pops up again, and then you can go ahead and say, hey, okay, I know I need to get past 5 rounds and 22 reps, and that's another good way to measure progress, all right? Now, with the workouts that are written, okay, so in the app and the way they're structured, if you need to adjust the time frame, then I want you to do that, all right? So if you were a little short on time and I wrote a 25-minute AMRAP and you need to make it 20 minutes or 17 or 18 to fit whatever you've got going on in that day for your schedule, then I want you to go ahead and do that as long as you're pushing the pace. That is the goal with AMRAPs is you have that time and you're basically just getting saved by the clock. So you just keep on moving until that clock wraps up, okay? So that is how I want you to go about AMRAPs. The reps and sets and time frames will always be written for you. So just keep that in mind as you go through it. This is how you score them if you don't know how. And again, this is what they stand for. Last thing I'll say again, just to reiterate, this number right here is how many minutes that you will be doing it for, all right? So that's AMRAPs. I want you to take this information and go ahead and hit those AMRAP workouts hard.